Hey Cambly learners, my name is Leah and I am a tutor here on Cambly. Have you ever seen a word spelled in two different ways? Did you think to yourself, why? Will I lose points in my essay if I use the incorrect spelling? Or perhaps will my email look unprofessional if I don't use the correct spelling? Chances are you've seen the difference between American and British way of spelling. Now, you might also ask yourself, if both speak English, why are they using different spelling? Well, as with some things in English, it just is. There is no explanation. So today, we are going to look at some differences between American and British way of spelling. First up, we will talk about OR versus OUR. In American English, some words are spelled with OR, and in British English with OUR. For example, the word color. In American English, we would spell it COLOR, and in British English, it would be spelled COLOUR. There are also some other words that follow the same example, like favorite, glamour, neighbor, splendor, and humor. The next one we'll be looking at is the suffix IZE versus ISE. In American English, the word would end in IZE, and in British English, it would end in ISE, like apologize. In American English, it would be spelled APOLOGIZE, and in British English, it would be spelled APOLOGISE. Of course, there are more words that follows the same style, like finalize, organize, criticize, realize. The next one we're looking at is another suffix, ER versus RE. In American English, the word would end in ER, but in British English, it would end in RE, like the word meter. It would be spelled METER in American English, but in British English, it would be spelled METRE. There are other words that follow the same style, like fiber, somber, center, and theater. Our final difference in spelling we're looking at is one L versus two L's or a double L. In American English, most words use one L, but in British English, it would use two L's, like traveled. In American English, we would spell it TRAVELED, but in British English, it would be spelled TRAVELLED. Of course, there are more words that follow the same example, like fueled, counseling, modeling, jewelry. However, there are some exceptions to some rules in English. For example, in this case, skillful. In American English, it would be spelled SKILLFUL, but in British English, it is SKILFUL, and the same with fulfill. So it just swaps around. And for some extra bonus fun, here are some extra words that follow no rules but are worth remembering or memorizing. Like whiskey, grey, tire, mustache, airplane versus aeroplane, mom versus mum. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson with me and that you are now more certain about which spelling you would like to use. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Cambly, it is a platform where you can practice your speaking skills with friendly native speakers like myself. You can schedule your class anytime, anywhere, from your phone or your computer or any other device. So please feel free to schedule your next lesson with me, Leah, at the link below. Goodbye!